Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Tariq Radio. Glad to have everybody tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a nice, good, early broadcast today on this lovely Friday. By the way, guys, I'm going to be in Boston next Friday. That's August 23rd. We're having an encore screening of Hidden Colors 5, and I'm going to do a Q&A. Go to hiddencolorsfilm.com to get your tickets for that. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do, family, we're going to take a real quick commercial break. And don't you move a muscle, because we will be right back right here on Tariq Radio.
Yo, you still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.
Would you like to make six figures or more providing court-mandated classes like anger management, DUI, or shoplifting prevention? If so, go to courtmandatedtraining.com and sign up for the free webinar that will help you get started, even if you have no experience. So if you want to get that bag, if you want to get some money and do it the right way, go to courtmandatedtraining.com to learn more. Again, that's courtmandatedtraining.com.
I want to empower you with some knowledge. Read a good book and I got it. By Neo K. Marcellus. I could tell you all about it. The Tower Becoming a Lady or a Gentleman, a letter series. I want the whole world to hear me. These are the principles of self-mastery. You are in control of your own path and your own destiny. I know this for sure. So many things that'll have you questioning. Recognizing deception and make sure that you get the book. Once again, I just had to mention it. The Tower of Becoming a Lady or a Gentleman. That's right. Of letter series, yes indeed, I highly recommend. Make sure that you buy it. Make sure that you get it. Written by Neo K. Marcellus. The Tower Becoming a Lady or a Gentleman. That's right. Of letter series, yes indeed, I highly recommend. Make sure that you buy it. Make sure that you get it. Written by Neo K. Marcellus. Make sure that you get it on Amazon.com today. The Tower Becoming a Lady or a Gentleman of letter series.
Check out the Cookie Confidant. These are some delicious cookies from a black-owned cookie company down there in Houston, Texas. The Cookie Confidant's motto is you deserve premium, and with that being said, all of their cookies are made with high-quality ingredients. I've had these cookies myself. They are delicious, delicious, delicious. You need to go check them out on Instagram at Cookie Confidant, and also check out their website, cookieconfidant.com, and order you a batch right now. What's up, family? On Code Clothing is the official uniform of the movement that we call Black Empowerment. They've empowered so many people for so long, now it's time for us to make the empowerment the new global trend. On Code is a brand that's exclusive and not for general consumption, you dig? You gotta be codified to even appreciate this thing of ours. So get the fly summer gear at oncodeclothing.com. Use the discount code HC5 at checkout and save an additional 10% when you purchase 2 or more items. So go to oncodeclothing.com. Are you looking for a 100% natural beard product that cleans the skin under your beard and it stimulates growth? Then check out Beard Tree Oil and Herbs, LLC. They promote healthy beards over everything. They offer a full line of products including beard and face wash, balm oil, mist, and detox. So treat yourself to the Beard Tree 3 package, which includes the wash, balm, oil for just $25. For best results, check out the Beard Tree 5 that includes all 5 products for just $50. So check this out, all at beardtreeoilandherbs.com. That's beardtreeoilandherbs.com, or follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Beard Tree Oils and Herbs.
The year is 2079. The futuristic nation of New Albion has been created to maintain a new racial apartheid system. There is a planned genocide that is going to target the nation's black population. A small group of black revolutionaries band together to launch guerrilla warfare attacks against their oppressors. Do they fail, or do they succeed? Find out the answer by reading the book Avoid the Machines, the new novel by author Scotty Vasco. Avoid the Machines, now available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com.
You are now tuning into the legendary Tariq Nasheed
I gave a little blood on that bridge in Selma.
on Tariq Radio.
I said, whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe.
Yo, we're back. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Tariq Radio. We're here, ready to make it do what it do. I hope everybody has their copy of Hidden Colors 5 at hiddencolorsfilm.com. Ladies and gentlemen, and speaking of Hidden Colors 5, I'm going to be in Boston next week. That is Friday, August 23rd. We're going to have an encore screening in Boston, and then we're going to do a Q&A, and I'm going to be there in the flesh with the family. You need to go to hiddencolorsfilm.com to get tickets to join me in Boston. It is going to be a great time. So go to hiddencolorsfilm.com and get your tickets for the Boston screening that will feature me there with you, chopping it up. All my Boston family. And again, I hope everybody got their copy of Hidden Colors 5. It's still the #1 documentary on Amazon. It's doing great things, as it should. Speaking of Hidden Colors 5, do y'all know I put up a tweet, not a tweet, I put up a post yesterday. It was Nipsey Hussle's birthday. Shout out to our brother and the spirit of our brother, Nipsey Hussle. It was our brother's birthday. Our brother would have been 34. And I put up a tweet. I keep saying tweet. I put up an Instagram post of a text that Nipsey sent me. I put up a text Nipsey sent me, and we're chopping it up, and I let him know I wanted him to be in Hidden Colors 5. He was like, yep, we can do that, 100. And my brother never got a chance to do it because we all know what happened. So that's why Hidden Colors 5 kind of hit different for me. You know, my brother was supposed to be in the movie, and, you know, that's why we had to go so hard with it. That's why we had to go all the way in with it. But I digress. But again, shout out to our brother Nip. And again, we still want justice for Nip. How everything went down, you know, it still doesn't sit right. We got to understand, I still don't believe this was the act of a random hater. I just don't believe that. There are too many unanswered questions in the mix that we have to have about Nipsey's demise. There's too many unanswered questions that makes no sense whatsoever. Like, why were they investigating Nipsey? We all know that Nipsey was being investigated when he was murdered. Why were they investigating? Well, we know why, because they were trying to get him up out of that area with that property he bought at the Marathon store. He bought that whole area, and that property value was about to skyrocket, and they've been trying to get him out of there. They're still trying to get the Marathon store out of there, by the way, because people start talking about, y'all, conspiracy theory. Y'all know they're still trying to get the Marathon store out of there right now. One of Nipsey's business partners posted some paperwork from the LAPD and the prosecutor's office of them trying to still get them out of there. So again, they'll frame some things making it seem like it's just a random hater. Nothing's random, guys. We live in a system of white supremacy. These people are very sophisticated. And again, too many unanswered questions. I have to go into on another date, but just so many unanswered questions, even with that hood rat who was the getaway driver getting a damn immunity deal. When you saw the unsealed court documents, why did this chick get an immunity deal? Not only did the getaway driver not get charged, the getaway driver got an immunity deal. For what? Somebody please explain why this person got an immunity deal to cooperate. They didn't need her to do a deal to cooperate. This was a murder done in broad daylight on several cameras. Several cameras captured it. They didn't need her. You do immunity deals when you're trying to testify against the co-defendant who they don't know about. That's when you get an immunity deal, when they don't know who the main culprit is, so you cut a deal in order to let law enforcement know who the main culprit is. Why would they give her an immunity deal? It's just simple damn questions that nobody can seem to answer. Shit don't be making no sense if you put it in the context of it's just being a random hater. Why did this random hater go up there with 2 guns? Why was this random hater lurking around? How did this random hater know that Nipsey was going to be there? Oh, goodness. Anyway, man. But I digress, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, man, we're still trying to campaign for them reparations, family. We see a lot of the Democrats throwing these Negroes out here trying to talk down on reparations. There's one Negro from the Washington Post. I think that's where he's from. Some Negro tweeted yesterday. He's a writer for Washington Post. His name is Jonathan Capehart. He wrote this op-ed talking about, and he's one of these Democratic operatives too. He's all clicked in with Obama and all these folks. He's one of those Negroes. He's talking about, well, black people, what we really need, what black folks really need, reparations and cash, that's not going to fix, that's not going to fix all the injustice. When they start talking that, here they go. Well, what black people really need is an apology. That's what black people really want. Black people really want an apology. Because cash is not going to really, there's no price you can put on the injustice that, shut up. When they start talking that garbage, here they go. Always watch Negroes. If they're talking that, usually they're not foundational black Americans or they're LGBT. And sure enough, this nigga was booed up with a white man. This Jonathan Capehart, we pointed out that he's booed up with his white quote unquote husband. And this Negro was one of the main people campaigning for those gay reparations, all these tax benefits and tax finances for gay marriage. He's a big advocate for that. So he wants the gay reparations, but he wants to talk about how unconstitutional giving reparations to black Americans is. See, we got to watch these people. Then he blocked everybody. When people start calling him out on his hypocrisy, he started blocking like a little bitch. So we have to keep calling these people out. We don't have time to play games with folks. We don't have time to play games. You give me an apology after you cut the check. Give me an apology after the money comes through. And y'all going to see a lot of this stuff. They're going to push a lot of LGBT cats out here to talk against black people getting reparations. You're going to see a lot of this. This is why I just saw Time Magazine. They had Lil Nas X on there. They put Lil Nas X on Time Magazine. I don't know if they made him, is he the man of the year? Because they're really pushing and promoting him. They're like, the rise of Lil Nas X. This says so much, the rise of, there is no rise of Lil Nas X. Let's stop it. Lil Nas X is a novelty rapper, one-hit wonder. He's a novelty rapper, one-hit wonder that white corporations are pushing out there, putting extra resources to push out here and exploit his sexuality for political gain for the white corporate structure. That's all this is. There's no rise of him. He has a cool song, it's a one-hit wonder. It is what it is. But they're using his sexuality as a gimmick to exploit so they can use that for political gain. So we got to watch these folks, man, and watch how propaganda works. And we have to call propaganda out. See, they're giving niggas bussy coins out here to talk against our reparations. They're getting what they're getting, and then they want to dump on us. See, we got to start checking this stuff. We got to check it heavy. And again, y'all know, and I talked about this the other day, when they're talking about making LGBT history mandatory in certain places. In Illinois, they making it is mandatory in the schools now. And I asked people the other day, what is LGBT history? See, we got to watch this stuff. Because see, they've been trying to usher pedophilia into black society and make it normal. They've been trying to, because again, we're the only society, Black American society, we don't have a systematic pedophile culture. There are pedophiles, but it's behind closed doors, underground. There's no open pedophile culture like in other cultures. So they're making LGBTQ studies mandatory. And I want to know, what is LGBT history? Because I've asked people on Twitter, and the fact that people started deflecting and trolling and getting defensive for asking questions shows there's a problem. What is LGBTQ history? What exactly are you going to teach 6 and 7-year-olds? I want y'all to ask these questions, black people. Black people, y'all better understand what they're trying to do here. We got to start being more cognizant and being more vocal and stop being polite with these folks when they try to usher this bullshit into our children's minds. Because what exactly are they trying to teach? Because when you go to school and go to a 6-year-old and say, hey, I'm going to teach you LGBTQ studies, naturally the children are going to ask questions. What's a transsexual? What are you going to tell a child who's 6 what a transsexual is? See, the name of the game is to be confusing. They want to cause confusion. This is the old buck breaking stuff. What are you going to tell a 6-year-old? How do you tell them what a transsexual is? Think about, this is what they're teaching about. This is what's going to come up. What are you going to tell them what a lesbian is? Because naturally they're going to ask, what does LGBTQ mean? Well, L means lesbian. What's a lesbian? Well, that's when 2 women love each other. Oh, like me and my mommy. Well, not quite. Well, kinda. It's kind of like that. So I love my mommy, so am I a lesbian? Well, do you feel like a lesbian? See, this is where it's gonna go. See, this is how the mind fuck goes, guys. I don't know if I feel like a lesbian. How's a lesbian supposed to feel? Well, you feel a lot of love for women. Well, I love my mom, I love my grandma, I like my sister. Does that make me a lesbian? Well, if you think you're a lesbian, see, this is the game they're going to play, guys. I'm telling y'all. That's the game they're going to play. Then when the kids start, because kids are going to ask questions. What's an L? What's a Q? Well, that's queer. What's queer? Well, you can Google it. You can Google it, little Billy, and find out what queer means. And when a kid Googles queer, the definition of queer, when you Google it or when you look it up, queer means strange or odd. Queer means strange. That's literally the definition of queer. When you look up the definition of queer, it means strange or odd. So a kid is going to be like, well, damn, you want me to be strange or odd? That's going to, all of this is going to be mass confusion. It's all going to be mass confusion. And it's going to get really insidious because they want it to be confusing so that when the kids keep asking questions and then they have to break it down for them, they can justify doing insidious things to the children by saying, well, I'm just teaching them based on what's mandated by the state. Because a kid is going to ask you, what's a transsexual? And when you try to explain it, they're not going to understand what the hell you're talking about. Well, a transsexual is a boy who feels like a woman. How does he feel like a woman? Or what makes him different from a gay or a queer? Well, it's when a boy gets his private parts changed to a girl's private parts. How do you do that? Well, come here, let me show you. Let me show you. Now, this is your PP. See, this is where it's going, guys. See, that's the big thing. It's going to go to let me show you. Because that's how kids understand. That's how kids understand. It goes to, hey, come over here and let me show you what a lesbian is. Come here, let me show you what a transsexual is. Come over here, let me show you what a queer is. You understand? Yeah, they've been having these drag queen readings at these schools and libraries, and a lot of these drag queens, many of them are registered sex offenders. Y'all go look up some of these folks. They're letting these people who are already registered sex offenders read to children. Dude, this is going to hell in a handbasket, guys. We really got to be more vocal about this type of stuff. We really got to be more vocal about it, and we just got to be on top of our game out here, family. But I digress. I saw, was it yesterday? They had that shootout. Was that shootout yesterday out there in Philadelphia? They had this quote unquote shootout. There was a black shooter. Somebody went to this dude's house allegedly in North Philly, and he started shooting at the police, and it was a standoff for 8 hours, and they arrested him. And then immediately Trump jumped out there. Oh, I got to be tough on street crime. And a lot of people are looking at this Philly thing. This thing looks real funny style. That Philly shootout, something about that looks, they call him John Wick. I'm going to be real. It does look very staged. This has remnants of the Night of the Broken Glass, the same thing they did in Nazi Germany, where the German Nazis kind of created this outrage, breaking glasses, tearing up stuff, and using that to justify rounding up the Jewish people. They created a fake dilemma. So this kind of has that type of remnant. Something about that just didn't look right. It looked very false flagged. It looked very staged. Number one, they said this dude had an AK-47. He was just firing hundreds of rounds. This nigga was doing all this shooting, and all he did was graze 6 officers. According to them, he was grazing people with an AK-47, shooting all over the damn place. That don't make no sense. You will kill somebody by accident, you doing all that damn shooting. You got an AK and you just busting on cops like that, and all you did was graze people and hit everybody in the hand and graze their arms, and then everybody went to the doctor and got out the same day. That right there was funny style. Then there's video. Did y'all see? I know some of y'all seen the video circulating where it looks like a cop is running, and then another cop walked up to him and poured some shit on his hand that looked like fake blood. I know that video is circulating around. I've seen some other videos where it looked like some explosives were coming off the walls, it looked like some planted explosives or fireworks were coming off of a wall where some cops were. Some of this shit looked real staged, man. And also the fact that they didn't go in there and get him, they were saying that there were 2 police officers in the building with them. That didn't make any sense, and that was the reason why they didn't go in there and get him. There were already 2 cops they didn't even say that the cops were hostages. They said there were 2 police officers in there with them. That shit didn't make no sense. None of it made sense, man. Then they took him out alive, which really didn't make no sense. A nigga did all that shooting. They shoot niggas for jaywalking, and they done brought this dude out alive. So everything looked real funny style and contrived with this thing, man. It looked real contrived. Yeah, you got an AK. And also, did y'all see all those people standing around? It was just a whole bunch of people out there. Nobody got killed with this dude busting out of a window with an AK. All right, yeah, okay. So something looks real funny style about that, family. Something looks funny, and everybody is, especially a lot of people out there in Philly, are saying this thing looks funny style. You dig? But I digress. But anyway, let's get to the topic at hand. We're talking about Jay-Z and this deal that he got with the NFL, Roc Nation and the NFL. Now, a lot of people feel a certain way about it. When people heard about the deal, people are like, uh-oh, this looks funny style. What kind of deal does Jay-Z have with the NFL? Because look, the NFL, they're going through a PR nightmare right now. Their ratings are down. They with the whole Kaepernick situation, these owners are running around here looking like slave owners, so they're looking like a white supremacist organization. A lot of people are not rocking with them. They're looking like a racist organization. They've been making comments about sounding like slave owners when it comes to the players. They did not do right by Kaepernick. And people are looking at them a certain way. They have a certain cloud over their heads. What the NFL should have done, they should have done right by Kaepernick. Now, Kaepernick wants to play. Some people say he shouldn't. Some people say it's okay. If he wants to play, let him play. That would be the right thing to do. If the man wants to play, if you want to have a great PR move, let him play. But see, the thing is, this is all about maintaining white supremacy. This is all about maintaining white supremacy, saving face. White supremacy is not about doing the right thing. The right thing would be apologizing to Kaepernick, letting him play. That would be a beautiful PR move. The ratings would go sky high. Now, some white supremacists would be mad, and those white supremacists include the owners. White supremacy is all about domination, getting your way, good, bad, right, or wrong. You understand? So instead of them doing the right thing, see, you got to understand how white supremacy works. White supremacy, it would be cheaper for them to do the right thing. It would be cheaper and more cost effective and better PR for them to allow Kaepernick to come back. That would be cheaper to do. But they would rather lose money. They would rather give Jay-Z a bunch of money just so they can say, hey, we didn't bow down to these niggas. See, this is what this is about. This is about maintaining white supremacy. This is about us not bowing down to the niggas. That's what this whole thing is about with the NFL. We don't want to have our Negro slave players break us and make us concede. We want to still be in control of the narrative. We want to control the niggas, and we want to save face and save our image. So how do we save our image without conceding to the niggas and not look like the flaming racists we are? Well, what we have to do, we need to get a reputable mascot. That's where Jay-Z came in. Now, let's be very clear. I like Jay-Z. Jay-Z has made great deals. Jay-Z has done good things. I like Jay-Z's music, and I've defended Jay-Z many times. This one, I cannot. I cannot defend this. Because this is not some kind of savvy business deal. Because when Jay-Z did the deal, people were looking at him like, okay, what's up? Explain what's going on here. And we were waiting on a great explanation. That's my thing. If you do a deal like this, there has to be an excellent explanation as to why you did this deal. Let me say this again. There has to be an excellent explanation as to why you did a deal like this. You better come out explaining this shit and hitting every point, and it better be making a whole bunch of sense if you make a bold move and do a deal like this. Okay? When Jay-Z did the press conference with Roger Goodell of the NFL, Jay-Z was nigga-splaining. Goodell was sitting up there looking like a damn plantation owner, and Jay-Z sitting there nigga-splaining, man. It didn't look good. And I tried my damnedest to give Jay-Z the benefit of the doubt. I tried my damnedest. This did not look good, family. It just didn't. And look, Jay-Z's done some things before. Let's be real. Jay-Z has kind of done stuff like this before, but we've looked at it from different angles to justify it. Even deep down, we know that it's kind of janky what he's doing. We can still try to dig for an angle to justify it. We've done that. Me too. I'm gonna be real. This one, I just couldn't do it. I can't even lie to myself on this shit. Let's be real. Remember in Brooklyn when they were getting the Barclays Center and all this stuff going on? A lot of the black people there were saying, hey, we need some of these jobs that are going to be created. We need some of the jobs. There was a big thing about the black people of Brooklyn being a part of that. There were some legitimate complaints that some of the people weren't getting hired. Some of the people in that area wanted some of those jobs, and they wanted to be a part of the economic boom that was going to come from that. So instead, what they did, they just got Jay-Z and started parading him around, and the Nets and all these folks start parading him around as a quote-unquote owner, so that black people could live vicariously through him being a quote-unquote owner. And we thought, okay, if he's an owner, Jay-Z is going to create a whole bunch of shit for us, and that never happened. Let's keep it real. That never happened. And he owned like some real crazy small percentage. So basically, he was a mascot. Just keep it 100. And even with Obama, when he was running around with Obama, taking pictures with Obama, Obama's dusting his shoulders off. Oh, Obama must be cool. Jay-Z think he cool. Obama didn't turn out too well for black people either. You dig? You feel me? So this whole thing where when Jay-Z get in there, man, we just gonna have to wait. It's that same shit with Obama. Obama, we just gonna have to wait. We gonna be waiting forever because they ain't gonna do nothing. They're not doing anything. They're using them as tokens and mascots. People in Brooklyn waited for Jay-Z being an owner of this and an owner of that, and nothing materialized from it. Let's just keep it 100. Let's just keep it 100, family. I know I like Jay-Z's music too, but let's keep it 100. We ain't got time to be sitting up here waiting for somebody to get something popping. Even though I've been posting up this whole thing about Jay-Z on my social media. There's niggas in there like, we just gonna have to wait and see. Jay-Z gonna get on there on the inside. He gonna get on the inside, and he's not. What is he gonna do on the inside? First, he's not on the inside. He's just a mascot. He's not on the inside. He is not on the inside. Now let me play the clip of him at the press conference. And Charlamagne, shout out to Charlamagne. Charlamagne asked him a very legitimate question about, Kaepernick and all that, and why Jay-Z did the deal. And then Jay-Z, he started nigga-splaining. Hold on.
People have is they want to know how you could partner with the league on social justice when Colin Kaepernick, who brought it to the attention of the masses by peacefully protesting against social injustices, still out of a job.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that I think we take it back. I think that we forget that Colin's whole thing was to bring attention to social injustice, correct? So in that case, right, this is a success, right? This is the next thing, right? Because there's two parts of protesting. You go outside and you protest, and then the company or the individual say, I hear you. What do we do next? Right? So for me, it was like actionable item. What are we gonna do with it? Like everyone heard, and we hear what you're saying, and everybody know I agree with what you're saying. So what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So reach millions and millions of people, or we get stuck on Colin not having a job.
Dude, that was a non-answer. I mean, that was a non-answer. That was nigga-splaining, man. Let's just keep it 100, man. That was nigga-splaining. Well, you're protesting, that's one thing, but what are you gonna do next? And and he's stammering and kind of unsure what he's trying to say. Well, what are we going to do? Okay, what are we going to do, Jay? That's the question. What are we going to do? You're going to answer a question with another question. Brother, we asking you a question. What was the purpose of you doing the deal? Well, protesting, that's one thing. And, what are we going to do next? What's the next step? No more kneeling, and we are, we gotta. The fuck kind of answer is that, dude? That's why he lost me on that one, because basically you can't say what the real deal is. Basically, I'm using this to get a bag for myself. So say that, Jay. This is not no savvy business deal. This is a finesse. Let's keep it 100. This is a finesse. Jay is finessing. This is not a savvy business deal. You dig? Jay is stepping in there. He sees that people are going after white supremacy as far as the NFL, and he's like, well, shit, let me use this to be the Negro whisperer and get a bag for myself. That's all it is. Let's stop acting like he's going to go on the inside and do something. He's not. He's not on the inside. And if you want to get a finesse bag, okay, knock yourself out. But your credibility is gone now as far as doing things to challenge white supremacy. This is a bag for himself. So basically, Jay-Z is on he's a hip-hop Al Sharpton. You talking all vague, actionable actions, items, we have to do more. So what's next? I mean, what he sounds like? When Jay-Z is talking, he sounds like,
I just want to say, can we all get along? Can we get along? Can we stop making it horrible for the older people and the kids?
He sounds like Rodney fucking King. Can we all just get along? When everybody's up in arms and everybody's protesting and everybody's challenging white supremacy, the Negro who just got a check comes in and says, can we all just get along? He didn't turn into Rodney fucking King. They gave him a check, and now it's can we all just get along? I mean, notice the same voice inflections, the same cadence, the same, the coon spirit, the coon conscious fucking with you. You're not even sure your words because it's a buck dancing butter biscuit grab. You dig? That's exactly how Jay-Z sounds. Can we all just get along? This is a finesse, bruh. So let's stop acting like this is some kind of big time savvy business deal. Jay-Z is basically Candace Owens with a fitted cap. When you be the black cloak for white supremacy, now you're getting into Larry Elder, Candace Owens, Jesse Lee Peterson territory. Jay-Z needs to hear this. Bruh, don't start running no game on people now. Don't come out here running no game and making it seem like this is some type of benefit for black society. No, it is not. It is not a benefit for black society whatsoever. It is not a benefit for black society whatsoever. Now, people will say, well, what you doing? Because there's a lot of coons out here who, dusty ass niggas, they'll do the same thing. They don't give a fuck about black society. They'll try to get the bag too. But the thing is, Jay-Z is supposed to be selling his credibility. And if you selling out your credibility for the bag, well, you have none. So you're not eligible to be taken seriously as far as justice and challenging white supremacy is concerned. Some people will say, well, then what would you do, Tariq? Why you hating on Jay-Z? These are these old beehive, bussy swole niggas. Why you hating on Jay and Jay-Yonce? Why you hating on, you just hating? Nobody's hating on Jay's damn Z. But no, nobody gets to play this game with black society. We're not going to play this old unsure, talking in circles. We don't know. Well, behind closed doors, I'm doing good things behind the scene. I can't talk about it now. The white man sitting up here looking like a slave owner, sitting up here grinning, looking at you, and you can't say nothing. That whole con game where, look, I can't say nothing around this white man, but with behind closed doors, when nobody can see, I'm really doing some good things behind closed doors. No, you're not. You're not. If you can't say what you're doing with that guy right there, then you fucking around. If you can't say what you're doing with the guy you're sitting right here next to you, you're just messing around. Now, the thing is, if somebody said, well, what would you do, Tariq? Let me tell you something. If I did that deal with the NFL, and what Jay-Z should have done, because the name of the game in this is calling out systematic racism against black people. That's what Colin did. You're supposed to extend that. The name of the game is to keep extending that. Keep calling that out and to produce justice. That's what's next, Jay. The next step is to produce justice, not to get a personal damn bag for yourself. The next step is to produce justice. How do you do that? Especially with the NFL. This is how you do, Jay. Jay should have came out and said, hey, okay, look. There was a lot of protests by Colin Kaepernick. He initiated this and created a movement calling out racial injustice against black people. So there were some missteps the NFL took. So you're going to have to make them accountable. You're not going to give them a pass. The NFL made a lot of mistakes. The top brass made a lot of mistakes, but they are atoning for their mistakes. So we're going to work out a deal to show you that they're going to change their ways. They've given me some resources so that I can go out here and help create some black businesses for black people to create an economic base for black people that will help ward off some of the racial injustice when it comes to the criminal system. That's how you come out talking. That's how you come the fuck out talking. You come out there talking black. Colin did that. Colin was talking about the racial injustice against black people. So you come out talking black. Don't come out there stuttering and stammering and asking janky ass questions.
I just want to say, can we all get along? Can we get along? Can we stop making it horrible for the older people and
all right, you dig? We don't do that. You come out with a deal like that, you come out and you dictate the terms of the damn deal. Black folks, I want black folks to stop being afraid when you get around these people. Stop being afraid to speak black when you get around these people. See, I don't want niggas to talk all this black shit behind closed doors and then you get in front of white people and, what's the next move? Protesting is one thing and then you get attention. No. Keep that shit talk black when you get around them white people too. Cut that out. That's why I respect Dame. I got a lot of respect because Dame, he'll tell them about themselves. See, that's why I don't like the way they did Dame. Dame will let them know in their faces. I respect that. See, that's why they threw Dame under the bus. But get around them and talk that. See, I get in a room full of white people. I get on TV and start telling them and going in on white supremacy in their damn faces. I have no problem doing that. Dude, I got a whole movie out right now going in on white supremacy. Nigga, a whole country done banned me. Nigga, a whole country has banned me for going in on white supremacy. So don't tell me a fucking thing about what can and what cannot be said and what you can do and shouldn't do and all that. No, fuck that. The time is to go in and let the damn chips fall down where they may. It's too late in the day to keep all this little weak energy. You all rah-rah around niggas and you get around white folks and all of a sudden the biscuit crumbs all over the place. Nah. Don't ask me what I've done. Y'all gonna see what I've done. I got the #1 movie in the damn world right now. Independent, black owned, and it's all black, talking black, advocating for blackness, going in on white supremacy. That's how I do. And he could have done that too. Jay-Z could have gotten in that room and challenged white supremacy and told them, y'all were wrong, but you're going to atone for your wrongness. That's how you go in there. You go in there on some boss shit. You don't go in there like a fucking mascot. And all you coons out there, y'all don't know how to handle power. That's how you supposed to go in here with these people. You go in here on some power shit. Don't tell me about how much you a billionaire, you a half a millionaire, and you got to go in here sounding like Rodney fucking King. No, you go in there on some power shit. And stop being afraid to challenge these people, man. All that stuttering and stammering and being a mascot and covering for their white supremacy, that's not it. That is not it. We got to start talking black, advocating for blackness, and stop being afraid. It's that simple. It's just that simple, period. Anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here. Again, that's been today's episode of Tariq Radio. Go to hiddencolorsfilm.com. If you don't have Hidden Colors Film, go to hiddencolorsfilm.com to get Hidden Colors 5. Ladies and gentlemen, join me next week in Boston. I will be in Boston for a Q&A for Hidden Colors 5. And I will holler at you guys this Sunday on the stream. Peace.